Starscream! I always knew you'd be a traitor. This is bad comedy.
First of all, that's not even our universe, Megatron. Second, you would know a thing or two about bad comedy, would you? Need I remind you about your attempt at stand-up back on Cybertron all those years ago?
I told you to never bring that up again, Starscream!
Now I can see why you chose a tank for your alt mode, considering your comedy career tanked.
What? I've had just about enough of you! Hey, what's going on here, y'all? Is everything all
Now look what you've done.
I was aiming for you, you moron!
It's not a big deal. He'll get an upgrade and a new body. Any human company out there will profit off of his original and his new look.
Good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, and my next guest is the Transformers Legacy Armada Starscream. And I just want to start off by saying that this is my all-time favorite version of Starscream. Next to the G1 Starscream and the Prime Starscream, this one is my absolute favorite. And it's a very well done figure. It just has a major flaw, but I'll get into that later. First, let's take a look at the details. Starscream has a traditional G1 Seeker-styled head sculpt with white for his face and orange for the eyes. And his head is done in black all around. His head is also on a ball joint so he can look all the way up. He can't really look down. I mean, he can kind of look inside of his own chest and be like,
"How come there's no matrix of leadership inside of me? Oh, that's right. I'm not the leader of the Autobots nor the Decepticons."
Now you can leave this whole back section down to make things look a little more clean, but I like to leave it up because that's TV show accurate, plus it's how the old toy was designed as well, so I keep it that way because nostalgia. And per the Starscream tradition, his main color scheme is red, black, and gray. So yep, he's red all around. Black for his legs, red for his feet, and red for his upper legs. The biceps are also painted in red. His forearms are done in this gray off-white color with some red right here on the lower part of the arm, and his fists are done in black. And you can see his wings are done in that same grayish off-white paint with some red going along the side, and they both have a little Decepticon insignia painted on each wing. I like that. He's also got some highlights of yellow right here inside of his chest, here on the shoulders, as well as in here where the cannons are going to flip out. And also, per the Starscream tradition, his jet nose cone turns into his chest, because what is Starscream without his jet nose cone chest, right? Right. And the nose cone is done in a nice metallic blue with some black around the outer rim. Starscream also comes with two accessories, his swords. Now, in the old show, as well as on the old toy, this wing would unravel to turn into a sword. But unfortunately, they did not incorporate that into this figure, so his sword is just a separate piece. Plug it into his fist, and now he has his sword. I'm just a little disappointed that they did not paint it in red, since in the TV show, whenever he would pull out his sword, it would glow in red. But oh well. And he also comes with a Starsaber sword, and it's painted in a nice blue right here for Jetstorm and Runway, and the handle, which is Minicon's sonar, is done in gray. Now this I love that it's painted in blue because when the Minicons would combine together to form the Starsaber sword, the blade section would glow in blue. So, plug it into his fist, and now Starscream has the Starsaber. And for some size comparisons, here he is with Optimus and Megatron. Optimus is a commander class, Megatron is a leader class. And here he is with Armada Hotshot and Cybertron Hotshot, both of them deluxe classes. And here he is with the original Transformers Armada Thundercracker. Reason why I'm showing Thundercracker is because my old Starscream figure has seen much better days. And just for fun, let's bring in Minicon Swindle. There he is, little Swindle.
Ha ha ha! I have enough power to rule the land and the sky! Come to me, Swindle. Let's combine. Yeah! Transform and combine!
Just what do you think you're doing, Starscream?
Let me show you my incredible power! Behold the null laser cannon!
And there's Starscream with his null laser cannon. And they're done in that same off-white grayish paint. Looks really cool. Just a little disappointed that they didn't paint the tips black like on the old figure, but that's not a big deal. And the null laser cannon is compatible with Siege Jetfire's blast effects. Just plug them into the cannons. And there. That looks really cool, doesn't it? And now let's bring in Thundercracker so we can show off that old gimmick. So, here's the Minicon. There's the Minicon port. All you gotta do is plug the Minicon in there and... I'm sorry about that, Starscream. I'm sorry. But anyhow, plug the Minicon in, and the cannons will flip out on their own.
I'm terribly sorry. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm doing just fine.
Now, despite being such a well-done figure, he does have one major flaw, and it's the fact that his joints are extremely loose. So let me just show this off with the articulation. So the wings, you can adjust them however way you want. The shoulders, they can do a full 360-degree spin. They can move up, they can move down. He has a bicep swivel, and he can bend his arm all the way up. He can do high kicks, as well as a far kick back. He has over 90 degrees of a knee bend. That's for transformation, of course. An ankle tilt, thigh swivel, as well as a waist swivel, which you can't really make much use out of because the jet nose cone gets in the way. And his head can do a full 360-degree spin. And as we saw earlier, he can look all the way up. Now, thankfully, from all the other videos that I've seen of this figure, the joints on my copy are not as loose. But for the price that we are paying, which is $33 to almost $40 for a Voyager, the quality could have been way better. That's my only real complaint. And there's Starscream in his jet mode. And it's a really cool representation of his Armada jet mode. I love it. All of the details of this jet mode are just so captivating. Everything from the molded in details to the paintwork is so well done. It's TV show accurate and very faithful to the original Armada figure. Most of the jet transformers, they tend to have the entire robot mode kibble just hanging off of the undercarriage. I mean, I'm sure you can tell these are his arms and these are obviously his legs, but I say everything blends in so well into the jet mode that Starscream really pulls off being a robot in disguise. And you can take Minicon Swindle so they can power link. They can't power link because there's no Minicon port right there, but I gotta humor myself, people, so they can power link. And now we can release Starscream's null laser cannon. And don't forget, Jetfire's blast effects. There. Now Starscream can destroy everything as he flies to the skies. And the blast effects make perfect thrusters too. And you can place both of his swords underneath his wings. Yeah, I know it looks dumb. I mean, what's he gonna do? Fly down and poke you in the eye? New fear unlocked. If you want, you can store the swords like this. That way it looks a little less ridiculous. You also have the option to store the swords like this, which still looks kind of dumb, but I admit, something about this looks a little better. Okay, what the helicopter is this? Can this get any weirder? I stand corrected. It just got weirder. Okay, now you're just overcompensating for something. And now for some size comparisons. Here is Starscream with the Legacy Evolution Armada Commander Class Optimus Prime. Here he is with the Legacy Evolution Leader Class Armada Megatron, the one he fears the most. Here he is with the Legacy Evolution Armada Hotshot and Legacy United Cybertron Hotshot, both of them deluxes. And finally, here he is with the original Armada Thundercracker figure. And just for fun, let's bring in Minicon Swindle, cause Starscream needs his swindle. And there he is, ladies and gentlemen, the Legacy Armada Starscream. As I said before, this is my favorite version of Starscream, and probably the most relatable too. He was very much the misfit amongst the Decepticons, always treated like the expendable soldier. He desperately tried to gain respect and approval from Megatron, despite the abuse he endured at the hands of his leader. So it's no wonder he turned against the Decepticons and joined the Autobots. But he struggled to adapt to the Autobots' way of life because all he wanted was vengeance against Megatron. This Starscream struggled with so many internal conflicts, you can't help but find him relatable. You may not like how the figure feels cheap, but if you really love the character like I do, you'll be able to look past the flaws. He's not perfect, but there is no such thing as the perfect action figure. If you love him, pick him up. I hope you all enjoyed this review, and I'll see you all next time. Like, comment, and subscribe till all are one.